some drizzle move in as we go into the overnight hours and the start of our Wednesday morning. It will be a very overcast day with cooler temperatures and a similar situation Thursday and Friday, just a little bit warmer with less rain. I'll have all the details on the forecast coming up.
Right now on News Channel 6 at 10, dealing with gang-related crimes in Burke County, how a grant aims to help that effort. Also ahead, the Columbia County school system rezoning a couple of schools, what you need to know, and the call for changing the way judges are chosen in South Carolina as News Channel 6 at 10 starts now.
Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6 at 10 on MeTV.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Brad Means. Thanks for joining us as coverage you can count on begins with the Burke County Sheriff's Office working to combat gang-related crimes. And now they're getting a grant from the state to do that. Nikita Dennis has the story.
It was to hire crime analysts to study our crime data and forecast where crimes may occur so that we can work to avoid them before they happen.
Sheriff Alfonso Williams is asking the Burke County Commission to approve a $1.3 million grant aimed to prevent violent crime. The sheriff is looking to hire a crime analyst. He's also working with an organization to help young people who commit crimes get diplomas.
90% of the crimes are committed by 18 to 24-year-olds. 38% of the 18 to 24-year-olds don't have high school diplomas.
Sheriff Williams says the department is constantly working to prevent violence in the area. He says this grant will help.
Even in our schools, we are very aggressive in terms of making sure that if it's gang activity, we're going to recognize it as such and treat it as such.
He says they want to take a different approach.
So we approach this from a holistic perspective, addressing mental health, education.
In Burke County, Nikita Dennis, WJBF News Channel 6.
It is time now for our first look at our weather, and for that, we want to check in with meteorologist Jenna Petracci.
Well, Brad, we had some sunshine again today. Those clouds held off for us, but now they're really moving into the area. We'll actually have the possibility of some drizzle as we go into the overnight hours. But right now, it's still dry in Augusta and across the entire CSRA. A pleasant Tuesday evening as we look at our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam over at the airport. Today's high temperature was 69 degrees, low of 42, pretty much right on track with average for both those high temperatures and the low temperatures. And right now, it's a little bit warmer than normal in those low 50s. 50 degrees in Augusta, 50 as well in Barnwell, Thompson, and Evans at 51. 56 down in Sylvania, Edgefield at 49, a little bit chillier the further north you go. So winds are very light, especially over in the Midlands or South Carolina counties at 0 miles per hour. Winds up to around 8 miles per hour, though, over in Sandersville, 7 in Sparta, and in Wrightsville, with dew points on the rise slowly but surely. But when we're seeing those upper 30s to low 40s, that's some pretty dry air. So a lot of the rain that's headed in our direction is dissipating before it makes its way into the CSRA. So just the high-level clouds we're seeing now on satellite and radar. No rain at this time, but we do have some light showers knocking on our door just to the south of Savannah and Macon. But as you can see, all that rain is starting to break apart as it enters that very dry air. So that'll be the case for a lot of our Wednesday, but there is still definitely the possibility of that drizzle and light rain starting at 5 o'clock in the morning, continuing really throughout the entire day with temperatures chilly in the mid-40s to start the day. So on and off light rain, overcast skies Wednesday through Friday. We'll have cool temperatures tomorrow afternoon, only topping off around 60 degrees. We'll start to warm up by Friday, and the sun will come out over the weekend. So I'll have a look at that full 10-day forecast shortly, but back to you, Brad.
All right, Jenna, thanks. The Columbia County School Board voting tonight to approve a school rezoning plan. Hannah Latier shows us what happens next.
All in favor of the motion, raise your right hand. Any opposed? Seeing none, motion passes.
After 2 years of planning, Columbia County has approval for new school zones that leaders say will last years into the future. The changes were needed because of the opening of the new Westmont and North Columbia elementary schools, the closing of South Columbia Elementary, and growth in the county. Waivers will only be granted if there is a hardship or medical issue.
Everyone's going to get a quality education regardless of what school they attend.
Here are the new Evans, Blue Ridge, and Martinez elementary zones.
Schools that are impacted by the decommissioning of South Columbia.
Here is the new Westmont elementary zone.
Additionally, new students are proposed to attend Westmont from the following areas.
Here are those zones put together.
It gives you a good glimpse of how they fit nicely together.
Here are the new middle school zones.
You can see the other zones and how they fit nicely together.
Here are the new high school zones.
Same thing with our high schools, just to recap quickly.
And here are the new North Columbia, North Harlem, and Uchee Creek elementary zones.
This is a picture of the zones put together.
Jackson says informational meetings for faculty and parents and other resources will start being set up in December and January.
So now the job becomes making sure that our transitions are smooth and that our students, families, and teachers feel supported.
In Columbia County, Hannah Latier, WJBF News Channel 6.
And you can see the full rezoning plan at WJBF.com. A Georgia mother has been arrested for the murder of her daughter 35 years later. 56-year-old Evelyn Odom and her boyfriend Ulysses Sanders were arrested after DNA results identified the 5-year-old. In 1988, Kenyatta Odom's body was found encased in cement in Albany, Georgia. She remained a Jane Doe until that recent DNA match, and the GBI says it got a critical tip that helped them make the arrests. An arrest has been made after a fire at an Augusta apartment complex. The 42-year-old Jose Quinones Jr. facing arson and aggravated assault charges. This fire happened Thursday night at Azalea Park Apartments on Fayetteville Drive off Milledgeville Road. 5 families were displaced. Everybody, thank goodness, was able to get out safely. Augusta's next budget appears to be increasing. Legislators on the panel could have influence over the judges.
If you could sit here and conjure up some explanation for how this is a good system, I sure want to hear it, because I can't think of one, and I got a pretty good imagination.
South Carolina, one of 2 states where the General Assembly elects most of the state's judges. Still ahead, Jenna with a look at rainy weather on the way. She'll break that down for you. Also, we had a Georgia lawmaker working on a bill to address anti-Semitism. As coverage you can count on continues.
Hi, folks. This is
Hospital, keeping your pets happy, healthy, and full of life.
Now, your most accurate forecast with WJBF Live Viper 6.
I hope you enjoyed that sunshine we had earlier today, because that will be the last of it for the next few days. It will become very cloudy tomorrow, and it already is right now. Just can't see, of course, outside. But here's a live look in at our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam outside the station. Mostly high-level clouds, so not registering on our icon here. 50 degrees as our temperature, so it is going to be a chilly night once again, falling into the 40s shortly. But right now, really seeing all 50s other than some of our South Carolina counties. 48 in Aiken, 49 in Edgefield, but 51 in Lincolnton and Thompson, 56 still in Sandersville, 57 in Wrightsville. And as we take a look at satellite and radar, no rain at this time, but definitely abundant cloud cover across the entire area with some rain knocking on our door. Light showers across southern Georgia. But you can see here just a moment ago, we did have a pretty decent batch of light rain. And then notice it just sort of fizzles out there. And that's because we have dew points in the upper 30s in our area. So all that rain starts to just break apart as it encounters the dry air. But as we go into the overnight hours and the start of your Wednesday morning, I do think there will be a pretty good shot at some drizzle. This is all Gulf-driven rain. We have that low-pressure system down south of Louisiana with a stationary front that'll be moving across Florida, bringing us a lot of moisture across the southeast, giving it a 50% chance of rain tomorrow, only 30 on Thursday and Friday. So none of these days will be a washout, and you really don't have to worry about much heavy rain either. This will just be that rain that you have to turn on the windshield wipers for on and off when driving around. 60 degrees on Wednesday is our high. The rain and clouds will certainly keep us cooler, but warming up to 70 on Friday, 72 on Saturday, and that'll feel really nice with the sunshine, which will finally return. But in the meantime, cloudy skies tomorrow with the drizzle and light rain, starting out the day at 45 degrees. 60 by the 3 o'clock hour. So here it is on Futurecast. Notice this model is showing that light rainfall in our western counties within the next hour, though I do think this is definitely overdone. But I'd say by after midnight, we'll have the chance of some of that drizzle, and then certainly by around 4 a.m. and your morning commute tomorrow, very light rain and drizzle across the area. By noon, all of the south of I-20, so mostly our southern line counties dealing with the rain Wednesday, and a similar situation for Thursday. So there's that low pressure down in the Gulf, sort of meandering around here as we continue to see those waves of light rain across our area Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. We'll still see that chance of it, but as we go into Friday, that low pressure will eventually be across Florida, out in the Atlantic, bringing more moisture across the East Coast, so still that chance of rain, and it also has the chance of becoming tropical, though this wouldn't influence us. It'll continue to move up the East Coast, and there is a very low chance of it at just 10%. Then further south of that, down in the Caribbean Sea, 60% chance that we could have our next tropical depression. So we'll keep an eye on that. Also, 9 days away until Thanksgiving. It's going to be a cool day, 60 degrees, partly cloudy, not tracking any rain at this time. Now let's take a look at that 10-day forecast. Once again, the chance of rain is around for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Overcast skies, cooler temperatures for now, but back to 70 on Friday and 72 and sunny by Saturday.
All right, thank you, Jenna. A Georgia lawmaker calling for tougher penalties for anti-Semitic activities. Representative Esther Panich, Georgia's only Jewish lawmaker, said,
"What makes the Eichholz law firm different?"
For starters, we've served this community for over 45 years.
And we know that every client is unique. We consider you friends, neighbors, and family.
We prove it in the way we fight tirelessly for your justice.
Let the Eichholz law firm fight for the justice you deserve.
At Lionel Smith Limited.
Call my dad.
and last but not least, we are counting down the days until the 97th Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
There is always something new to see.
Jim Vassell brings us inside the Macy's Parade Studios for a sneak peek.
I don't think that there's anything like the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
It's New York's iconic welcoming of the holiday season.
You really can't top that feeling on Thanksgiving morning.
With something new every year. In this iteration, the 97th annual Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade is a suite of newcomers like Brock's and Wonka.
We have Palace of Sweets by Brock's, which is a really fun, whimsical, sweet float featuring giant, oversized pieces of candy. We also have the deliciously delectable Wonka float that will be in the parade this year. Over 500,000, almost 600,000 pieces of candy.
Parade watchers can warm up to a new campsite float igniting memories from Solo Stove.
It looks like it's a moving campsite down the parade route, which is so fun in and of itself, but to see a campfire moving down the parade route in New York City is just a really fun element that I think all of our fans will enjoy on Thanksgiving.
Of course, it's not a parade without Snoopy. Charlie Brown's best friend is taking on a new persona this year as Beagle Scout Snoopy. And back for another parade, New York City's own Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
You know Leonardo, Donatello, Michelangelo, Raphael, they're the familiar faces, but what's new this year for them is a brand new float.
Mutant Mayhem, going to be back in the city, all of the turtles on the float this year. A lot of fun animation on that float. It won't disappoint.
There's so much work behind the glitz and glamour of the parade that makes it possible. Something that's not lost on executive producer Will Koss, back for his third year running the iconic display.
As a native New Yorker and someone who grew up with it, I fully understood the weight and the impact that this parade has because it's had it on me. I took that as an opportunity to lean in and to find, continue to find new ways to evolve the work that we're doing.
And with performances by Cher, John Batiste, and more, Thanksgiving can't come soon enough.
Always a festive way to wake up on Thanksgiving morning.
Snoopy float is my favorite. It's so good.
I don't watch it, but I'm just here for the food.
Yeah,
Just very excited for the food next week. But for our forecast this week, it's going to be cloudy and rainy over the next few days. High of only 60 tomorrow with the drizzle and clouds. 70 though by Friday and 72 and sunny on Saturday. A real nice sunny and dry weekend. Showers and storms possible again around Tuesday and Wednesday of next week, right before Thanksgiving. But by the holiday, it'll be dry and cooler. High of only 60 for Thanksgiving.
All right, thanks, Jenna. That's it for now. We'll see you at the top of the hour on News Channel 6 at 11.
Till then, Hogan's Heroes is next, right here on MeTV.
The next few days will be pretty damp with light rain and drizzle across the CSRA starting tomorrow morning.
T1 29.69 in the gold mega bonus 22. Now, no match lost 6 summers. Friday's jackpot could be more than $267 million. Play on, America.
The next few days will be pretty damp with light rain and drizzle across the CSRA starting tomorrow morning, along with pretty cloudy skies. Not a whole lot of sunshine and cooler temperatures for tomorrow. All those details coming up.
Right now on News Channel 6 at 11, Burke County getting a grant to help fight gang-related crime. How the sheriff plans to use the money. Also ahead, Columbia County schools are officially rezoning. We'll show you those new school zones. And Augusta's budget talks continue. A look at what's being proposed as News Channel 6 at 11 starts now.
Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6 at 11.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Brad Means. Thanks for joining us. Coverage you can count on begins with changes for some students in Columbia County. The school board approving some rezoning tonight. Hannah Latier has the story.
All in favor of the motion, raise your right hand. Any opposed? Seeing none, motion passes.
After 2 years of planning, Columbia County has approval for new school zones that leaders say will last years into the future. The changes were needed because of the opening of the new Westmont and North Columbia elementary schools, the closing of South Columbia Elementary, and growth in the county. Waivers will only be granted if there is a hardship or medical issue.
Everyone's going to get a quality education regardless of what school they attend.
Here are the new Evans, Blue Ridge, and Martinez elementary zones.
Schools that are impacted by the decommissioning of South Columbia.
Here is the new Westmont elementary zone.
Additionally, new students are proposed to attend Westmont from the following areas.
Here are those zones put together.
It gives you a good glimpse of how they fit nicely together.
Here are the new middle school zones.
You can see the other zones and how they fit nicely together.
Here are the new high school zones.
Same thing with our high schools, just to recap quickly.
And here are the new North Columbia, North Harlem, and Uchee Creek elementary zones.
This is a picture of the zones put together.
Jackson says informational meetings for faculty and parents and other resources will start being set up in December and January.
So now the job becomes making sure that our transitions are smooth and that our students, families, and teachers feel supported.
In Columbia County, Hannah Latier, WJBF News Channel 6.
Well, you can see the full rezoning plan if you need to at WJBF.com. As we take a first check of our weather, let's check in with meteorologist Jenna Petracci. Pretty nice night out there.
Yeah, it's nice. It was nice earlier today, nice tonight. Overall, not much happening just yet. We still have no rain across the CSRA, but that'll change as we go into our Wednesday morning. But in the meantime, looking good as we take a live look in at our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview Cam over at Television Park. We do have some high-level clouds that have moved in earlier today. They're still out here with more clouds on the way. Our high temperature today was right around average, though, in the upper 60s, low in the low 40s also, right on track with average. So some chilly mornings, but mild afternoons we've had. And tonight starting to get on the cooler side, feeling those upper 40s now in Augusta, 50 in Barnwell, Thompson, and Evans, 53 in Millen, Wrightsville a little bit warmer at 57, Sandersville at 56. So a big variety of temperatures here with winds also all over the place. We're seeing calm winds across the Midlands and up in Edgefield County, say Saluda, but 9-mile-per-hour winds in Sparta and Sandersville. Also cloudier over there, dew points on the rise, seeing those low 40s for the most part now, but still upper 30s in McCormick where there's a lot of dry air. So the satellite and radar just showing the clouds for now, as I mentioned, mostly high-level clouds, but we'll continue to see it get cloudier as we go into the overnight hours, as we have more moisture moving in with this Gulf low pressure system that's down there there with some scattered light rain showers just knocking on our door. So our southern line counties will start to see some drizzle as we go into the overnight hours. And when headed out the door tomorrow morning, the chance of drizzle and light rain continues with cloudy skies and our temperatures in the mid 40s. So it will be very cloudy Wednesday through Friday. Not a lot of sunshine, on and off light rain showers, cool temperatures tomorrow, only topping off around 60 degrees. And then we'll warm up by Friday. The sun will come out over the weekend and it will look beautiful. So I'll have a look at that full 10-day forecast coming up shortly, but back to you, Brad.
All right, Jenna, thanks. A Georgia lawmaker is calling for tougher penalties for anti-Semitic activities. State law in South Carolina allows school nurses to have opioid reversal drugs, including Narcan, on hand. A new law took effect this year, and it made that possible. It expanded the list of life-saving medications a school nurse can administer. Also, trained staff at schools throughout South Carolina can also administer the drug.
We really feel like it's just another tool in the nurse's toolbox, and it's kind of like that spare tire. You hope you never need it, but you're glad it's there in a crisis.
Earlier this school year, a 15-year-old student at Rock Hill School overdosed in his classroom. Police reports show a school resource officer revived him with 2 doses of Narcan. Up next, we're going to check back in with Jenna for the forecast and a local foundation, giving back to the community with a feast before the feast. Stay with us.
This is going to be a lot. Your most accurate forecast with WJBF Live 5/6.
Well, we had so much dry air across the CSRA today that we actually saw some sunshine earlier this afternoon, but by the evening hours, those high clouds took over, and now it's very cloudy outside. Just can't tell. Here's a live look in at our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam over in Swainsboro. Since those clouds are still very high up, it's not even registering on our icon here, still showing those clear conditions. It's very chilly though, 49 degrees. Clouds aren't helping to keep us very warm tonight, that's for sure. So still expect those mid 40s when headed out the door for your Wednesday morning. Some of us on the warmer side though, 53 in Sparta, 56 in Sandersville. So some areas will stay in the 50s tonight, others, especially in our northern counties, dropping into the mid 40s with the clouds across the entire region. And as we look all the way out to the side here, we are seeing some of that green start to creep into our area. So as you wake up tomorrow morning, there will definitely be some drizzle around, possibly some scattered light showers. As you can see here, we have this Gulf low pressure system that's developed with a very large batch of light rainfall, say anywhere from Louisiana down into the Florida Peninsula. So a lot of this is breaking up by the time it makes it to the CSRA, and that's because we do still have those dew points in the 40s, which means it's very dry outside. But as we go into the next few days, our rain chances are going to increase, 50% for Wednesday and then 30% for your Thursday and Friday, along with the very cloudy skies. So not much sunshine expected tomorrow, if anything. 60 degrees by the 3 o'clock hour, so definitely below average as well with those temperatures. Now here's a look at our future cast. Notice that it is overdoing it a bit with this rain coming in tonight. Anything that we do have will be very, very light, hard to even notice. So no need to really change your plans around for Wednesday. This rain won't get in the way too much. Just the lowest level on your windshield wipers needed pretty much all day Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Rain will stay light, no thunderstorms expected, and the clouds really not breaking apart much. This is 8 o'clock by Wednesday, rain mostly in our southern line counties. So there's that low pressure system. It will meander around the Gulf of Mexico, bringing those waves of light rain and showers across our area. Heavier stuff down in the Gulf of Mexico and across Florida. Now, this low pressure will stay in that direction through Thursday, but eventually by Friday, it will cross over Florida and enter into the Atlantic Ocean and eventually travel up the East Coast. And there is the chance that this could develop some tropical characteristics. Only a 10% chance of it, though. And as we look further down towards the south in the Caribbean, we have a better chance that this could become our next tropical depression. 60% shot of that over the next 7 days. But let's look ahead now to Thanksgiving. Warmer temperatures expected in the Pacific Northwest down into California. Cooler than normal temperatures for the majority of the southeast, though. And for our area, I'm expecting low to upper 60s for all of next week, and Thanksgiving will likely be the coolest day. Now, the reason for that is because we do have a system that's developing, could become potentially pretty strong, could bring us a round of storms finally by next Tuesday and early Wednesday morning. There's the latest on our Futurecast model there. But once that comes through on Wednesday night and into Thanksgiving, we'll see that cooler air move in, high of only 60 degrees and no chance of rain. But for tonight, lows will be in the low 40s to low 50s, and for tomorrow, upper 50s to low 60s, around 10 degrees below average. Warming up though to 67 on Thursday, still very cloudy. 70 on Friday, 72 on your Saturday. A sunny and nice weekend expected. And once again, we'll have that chance of rain come back into the picture next Tuesday and Wednesday, right before the holiday.
All right, thank you, Jenna. A big celebration before Thanksgiving in Augusta. It's called the Feast Before the Feast, and the goal is to feed as many people as possible for the holiday season. It's Thursday from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the Carrie Mays Community Center, McDuffie Woods, Oak Point on East Boundary, and the Bernie Ward and McBean Community Centers.
The price of food is sky high, so getting a meal like this with all the dressing, turkey, ham, chicken, and we want to make sure that people get a meal one way or another.
The event is free to the public. Up next, a new report showing that almost every aspect of American life is being threatened by climate change. How the Biden administration is trying to fight back.
Animal Hospital, keeping your pets happy, healthy, and full of life.
Inflation may have hit the beloved Oreo. Yeah, some people say those cookies have less cream filling than they used to. Mondelez, which apparently makes the Oreo now, says they've shrunk the packaging, but they haven't touched the filling. They're blaming possible irregularities on manufacturing at individual cookie plants, and they do have plants in 18 countries. They make 40 billion Oreos a year, so I guess there's going to be some inconsistencies.
We need an investigation.
We do, though. Or just solve the problem yourself and get double stuff.
That's true.
Yeah, that's right. And I have some Oreos at home I'm going to dig into at night. Just
Absolutely.
reminded me. But for a forecast this week, cloudy and rainy. Cool tomorrow, 60 degrees. Back to 70 on Friday. Sunny, nice weekend.
Thanks for watching. Have a good night.